Hello, my most amazing and awesome artists. Today is the last day that we're going to be taking a look at that book, Mixed, illustrated and written by Ari Chung. Today, I want you to notice how there's people in the windows in the story. This is something that we did not include yet, but we did draw in those windows and doors into your buildings. Take a look at how there's teeny tiny people. Some don't even have faces if they're really far away into the background. If they are closer to you or in the foreground or middle ground, they do have faces. Some are turning their bodies, they might have their backs to you because they're working or doing something or talking to somebody else, but there are a lot of people in that background because cities are busy places where lots of people live. So today I challenge you to use one of your circles that you weren't so sure about. Maybe it was a giant circle and you didn't really want to put it into your city. I challenge you to turn that one painted circle into many painted circles. You can do this by drawing some circles on top of that circle. Now, of course, you wouldn't include the face because you'll have to draw a new one on. Now, to do that, I used little baby shark chumps, not daddy shark, to cut away that piece. Then once I get it away from the bigger paper and it's easier to cut out, I can turn my paper as I go with those baby chomps and cut those little circles out. You don't even have to draw them first if you feel like you're a pro and could do it without drawing it out first. I'm going to be cutting some different colors and some different size circles to put in my windows to make my story a little bit more interesting. Right now, there's not a whole lot of color going on in that background, so maybe I want to grab some from another color I'm not using. Now, if you really don't want to cut your faces, or if you ran out of faces to glue down, then at our scrap bin, we have tons of other papers from older students who have already finished this project. So feel free to grab another colored paper or painted paper that somebody else wasn't using and use it for yourself to cut out those itty bitty circles. Now the fun part is once you glue these down, and yes, they are teeny tiny, so you're going to need to drag it across that glue top and then stick it down for 10 seconds. But once you glue them down, we can talk about if you want to add some faces or different actions that they're doing. Why are they in the windows? Are they sleeping? Are they shouting? Are they calling down to their friend on the street to come up and play video games with them? Are they just jump roping on the street and you want to show a bunch of them at the playground? Today is the day to put your final details on your story. You can do that by using a small Sharpie or a big Sharpie. Right now I'm using my skinny Sharpie so I can have lots of details on my itty bitty person in the window. I'm going to use that just to draw some simple eyes, nose, mouth, maybe a hat on them, and maybe some arms. Of course, don't forget that if you didn't get to it last week, all of your people or characters in your story should have arms, and those arms should have fingers. Your people or characters should have legs, and those legs should have some shoes or some feet at the ends. So if you don't have those things, you better do that first before you add these little itty bitty details. Now, don't forget, artists always sign their name on the front in the bottom corner when they're finished. These will be going into our art show, so not only do you want to do your best work, you also want to sign it at the front. Just your first name is fine. This is another example done by a student that really did a great job at putting those little itty bitty people popping out the window. Some are celebrating a birthday with a birthday hat. That one has a crown on it. Those ones apparently are having a slime party, she said. That's what the illustrator of this piece said. It's totally up to you what you want to show your characters doing. Just make sure you add enough details that the viewer or person who's looking at it, which isn't only Miss Q, can tell what's going on. You do that with lots of details, signs, and pictures. All right, artists, have a great time finishing up your mixed masterpieces and put them in your table folder when you're done.